Hello? All right, there we go. Yeah, you jackasses, I can tell you guys. I can tell when the entire chat's spamming. Like, I see it. I see that it's not working. There we go. Okay. All right, all it took was an unplug and a replug. There you guys go. Guys, we have some goddamn breaking news. Khamzat Chimaev, I think, screwed. I'm like now 85% sure that Khamzat Chimaev is finished. I cannot believe he weighed in at 183, and I don't think you guys understand how crazy that is. At least a lot of you might not understand. Weighing in at 183 is kind of insane. That is absolutely insane. Let me see. What about Discord? Change the title? Before any speculation starts, we have some breaking news here. Khamzat's nutritionist claims it was 184.3. Before any speculation starts, Khamzat's weight, we weighed in on 2 UFC scales for stepping on the leg commission. Our weight was 184.3. Not sure it was an operator issue. Well, so it's interesting. I mean, I don't know, and I can't claim to be an expert on scales. I cannot claim to be an expert on scales. But here's the thing, from my understanding, they have digital scales that you can check your weight on. They have digital scales. I don't know how a manual scale like this can be off. Again, I don't claim to be an expert, but like a digital scale, I would understand why that's calibrated falsely. But this scale is completely manual. You stand on it, and there's no like digital component. It just, based on your weight, moves the thing up or down. You know what I mean? But look, I don't know. But look, I'm seeing some people say that, they're saying that Renato Moicano weighed 3 pounds over. So what's the big deal? I'll tell you what the big deal is. So your rehydrated weight is very different compared to when you're... Look, I can tell a lot of people, if you've ever cut water weight, you'd understand. It is so hard. It's really, really difficult to cut water weight. Especially, I would say, like, if you're cutting 15 pounds of water over a week, I'm telling you, man, the last, like, 5 pounds, it depends on how heavy you are, but, like, the last 3 to 5 pounds is brutal when you're dehydrated and you've been cutting. And, I mean, look, here's the thing, right? Prior to this, everybody was like, man, Khamzat Chimaev is fucking 216 pounds. Khamzat Chimaev's huge. Dude, I'm telling you, if he was 216 pounds, there is not a fucking universe where he's cutting an extra 2 pounds of water while being dehydrated. I mean, it's insane. It's brutal. Now, I haven't actually seen him weigh in yet. And again, look, I'm not claiming to be an expert on scales, and what his nutritionist says is interesting. But again, this is a manual scale. As far as I know, it's not a digital scale that gets calibrated differently. This is purely manual. That's why. But I don't know. Let's see here.
Middleweight contender Khamzat Chimaev.
Wait, what the... Wait. Why is he getting naked? Wait, what? That doesn't make any sense. Why is he taking all his clothes off if he's under?
183. 183, the official weight for Khamzat Chimaev.
So, but does that mean that everybody's scale... So, if apparently we're trusting his nutritionist, and this scale was uncalibrated, then that means Dricus weighed in at 187?
Thank you so much.
That means that Dricus weighed in at 187? I mean...
champion of the world, Dricus.
185.
185, the official weight for the champ, Dricus Du Plessis.
Again, I think what's important for a lot of you guys to understand about this, and again, it is in question. It's in question, right? I don't know if he really weighed in at 183 or not, but again, when you're fully rehydrated, all right, when you're talking Islam Moicano, for example, two guys fully rehydrated, one is 2 pounds over, that's it doesn't really mean that much. But I'm telling you, when you're dehydrated, when you're cutting weight, for somebody who is supposed to be walking around at 216, who's cutting a lot of weight to get down to 185, you don't just cut an extra 2 pounds. You don't do that. Again, the last 3 to 5 pounds of water is fucking hell. When you've been dehydrating for an entire week, when you're fucking dying, you don't just cut an extra 2 pounds for the fuck of it. Like, if he actually was 183, the very notion that he could cut that extra 2 is insane. I mean, look, I don't think he's cutting water from 216. Like, there's no way. Because he's just not jacked. The more muscle you have, the more water you can cut. But he's not that bulky. So he's not going to cut as much water. He would have, if he is walking around at 216, he would have dieted down to probably around 205 maybe, then started, a week out, he would cut carbs to get down, lose about an extra 5 pounds, then he's cutting about 15 pounds of water. In that ballpark, but I'm telling you, if you're cutting 15 pounds of water, you don't just cut an extra 2 pounds, and it's like, oh, oopsies. Oh, whatever. I mean, again, apparently Yuri Prohashka did that at some point, which is insane. But apparently he wasn't even walking around that heavy, If he was using laxatives, it's possible the water loss got away from him. Maybe. He just doesn't look like drained at all. You know what I mean? I'm so confused why he wanted to weigh in naked. But again, I can tell a lot of people definitely don't understand weight cutting in the chat. Oh my God, 2 pounds, who cares? I'm like, dude, you've never cut water before. Like, you don't just, like, that is what Kevin Holland used to weigh in at. Well, let me pull up on Discord. Apparently there's a statement from his nutritionist. I'll show you guys. MVP said something was going on with the scales. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's interesting. It's interesting for sure. Let me see. Yeah, here we go. So apparently this is what Khamzat's nutritionist says right here. Apparently Khamzat's nutritionist says, again, right, for everybody going, oh my God, 2 pounds isn't a big deal. There's a fucking reason why his nutritionist came out with a statement on this. There's a reason why his nutritionist wanted to set the record straight. Because I'm telling you, when you're cutting 15 fucking pounds of water, you don't just cut an extra 2 pounds and go, oopsies. Like, you're dying on the last 5 pounds. You're dying. Again, okay. He weighed in on 2 UFC scales before stepping on the Athletic Commission's one. Our weight was 184.8. I'm not sure if it was an operator issue, but I can assure you Khamzat's weight. There's so many questions about the weigh-ins and the operator. Like, when they fucking let Khabib slide. But again, if apparently this scale right here something was wrong with it, and it was calibrated, a pound, 1.8 pounds off, then that technically means that DDP weighed in at fucking 187 almost. I mean, I don't know. Again, though, from my understanding, I believe that they have test scales that you can use at the hotel. The test scales are digital, and obviously digital scales can be calibrated wrong, but I don't think it's the same for these manual scales. Somebody in chat has got to be a fucking expert on scales. Remember when the weight scale situation with Chimaev versus Whitaker? Can you remind me, Aaron and Jim, what that was? I kind of forget. The manual scales still need calibration. Let's consult an expert on this. Okay, thank you for the $2. He cheated by leaning his dick to the curtain. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised. But remember, dude, the last time. Oh, okay. I think I remember, Aaron. So, God, it was when Khamzat weighed in on the scale, and you saw the scale was still moving, and the commissioner fucking slides to the end and says, well, he's done. MMA Guru that day made a whole video about how they were fucking up the scales for Khamzat. But then we on stream went and watched, I'll watch the DDP interview. But then we on stream went and watched every single fighter weigh-in from that day, and the guy was doing the same thing every single time. It wasn't just Khamzat. The scale was still kind of moving. It hadn't leveled out, and the guy was saying, okay, you're done. Okay, you're done. Let me see. Does a manual scale still need calibration? Is it possible it can be off? Well, the problem is, though, wording it, is it possible, can it be off? ChatGPT is going to be like, well, in this random, theoretical, convoluted situation. Spring fatigue or wear, loose ranges, mechanical wear, pivots, levers, and bearings can develop friction or looseness. Again, though, if it's off, then that means that Dricus had, then why is he on the money then? Dude, I use ChatGPT for everything. Like, I've actually had some very deep martial arts conversations with ChatGPT, believe it or not. Like, I will ask ChatGPT, I'll be like, I have this concept with jiu-jitsu that I'm trying to work out here where, whatever, this or that, and ChatGPT legitimately has deep conversations with me about it. Oh, Board, thank you for the 2 pounds. DDP is at an advantage because his dick is 10 pounds. I don't know, man. I watched that Speedo video a lot, bro. I've watched that Speedo video a lot, and I don't know, man. I don't know. I want to see if we can see anything with the scale. God damn it. Let's see. The motherfucker zooms in and we can't see.
183.
Who weighed in right before Khamzat? Kai Baralo?
3 weeks, I'm back, guys. I see you all in 3 weeks.
184. 184. The official weight for Caio Borralho.
I don't know, man. I don't know. 184 is also, honestly, 184 is a little small too, man. 184 is a little small too. It's just, I don't understand the notion that, Khamzat's weight was the only one up there that got messed up. I just don't understand. I don't know. They zoomed in on the scale before Khamzat went on there. Maybe there's a different. The UFC will copyright me if I try to watch. Okay, maybe this is what we need. I don't understand why he took all of his clothes off. Okay, it's painfully obvious that I don't understand how scales work, but why does she not wait for it to level out before she says what his weight is? Because, that's how these scales work, right? Like, you move it, and then once it levels, that's the weight that they're at. But they fucking, as it's still moving... As it's still moving, they're just like, all right, there you go. We're good. Look, here's my only... But if Khamzat really did weigh in at 183, which kind of makes sense because, dude, Khamzat himself said that he can make 170. Khamzat himself said he wants to be a 3-weight world champion. He can go back down to 170. I mean, that just because again, a big question mark going into this fight is just the physicality. You know what I mean? When Khamzat shoots, gets a hold of DDP's legs, and DDP sprawls a little bit, grabs the wizard, what does the strength difference look like? You know what I mean? That's a massive question when it comes to this fight. And like going in, I already kind of knew that DDP was going to be a bit bigger weight-wise. But like, dude, I don't know. I don't know, but this is legitimately huge when it comes to just trying to gauge the physicality between them.
183. Dricus still knocks Du Plessis.
I want to see if she does the same thing for his.
185. 185.
This bitch looks like she does not give a fuck. She looks like she does not care at all. Like, she's not even looking at it, dude. Like, look. I don't know, man. I don't know. But just look at her. She's just like, yeah, you're fine. I heard he missed weight again. That's insane.
$190.
190?
Official weight for Bryan Battle.
190? Wait, I thought was Bryan Battle fighting at middleweight? I thought he fought Randy Brown at 170 before. I thought he fought Randy Brown at welterweight before this.
Still not.
I mean, I don't know, man. Maybe Bryan Battle's scale was just fucked up like everybody else's. I don't know. I don't know. Oh yeah. People wanted me to go to, guys. Can you remind me what minute I need to go to for? It was the weigh-in show. Can you guys remind me what minute I needed to go to? No, Battle missed on purpose. The fight is off. 148 on this. The UFC's probably gonna fuck me in the ass if I do this, so I'm gonna like really expand the video to try to null the copyright. Let me see. Oh, GC, thank you for the $5. Do you think it's a valid argument top 5 light heavyweights have better striking than the top 5 middleweights? Let me see. For $5, we can take a more in-depth look at that. The top 5 light heavyweights: Alex Pereira, Yuri, Carlos. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, the top 5 light heavyweights are I mean, you know, you got Ankalaev, primarily a boxer, Alex Pereira, kickboxer, Yuri Prochazka, fucking, I don't even know what to call Yuri, but he's absolutely a knockout artist, Olberg, Khalil. I mean, these are all strikers. I mean, you know, obviously Ankalaev is extremely well-rounded, but these are all strikers. It's not really the same here. So, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, that's fair to say. Okay, 148.
It's hard, man.
Here we go. Okay.
And with that, this is the man on the posters, Dricus Du Plessis, kind enough to join us now wearing the shades. I love it. You've needed them in Chicago this week because you have been everywhere. A Cubs game, Bears practice, all kinds of talk shows. You did the local TV shows. Is this the most active that you have been during a fight week?
Well, I mean, all fight weeks are like that when you're the champion. I mean, that's what we asked for, right? I think I take that as the people setting this fight. I mean, making sure that people are interested. And I have to say, Chicago is buzzing for this.
Man, talk about a man with a perfect amount of chest hair. Am I right?
Fight. Everybody,
moving on.
Couldn't wait for tomorrow night, even tonight. I think we saw at the press last night how excited the people are. It was such an electrifying feeling in that press conference last night.
You've been selling it. Where's Khamzat been? I'm seeing you everywhere. I'm not seeing him doing all these promotional things.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's good for me fight week to stay busy it lets the time go faster. I mean, I like to stay busy in fight week and do until fight night comes. I mean, when I was sitting in the hotel room waiting for the fight, I mean, I don't like that.
Champ, was there a reason you came so close to the time? Was there a reason you came so close to 10?
Yeah, I mean, it was terrible. I was kind of pissed off with that. The scale in my room was perfect the whole week. Well, one in my room and the one in the gym was perfect with the one that I used. And when we got here, it was 0.5 over. So I was on weight. Everything was great. Got here and I was 0.5 over. And I just went to the hotel gym real quick. Took me like 20 minutes and I was on weight.
What time did you show up? 9:30.
Wait, wait. So did he? So did he have 2 attempts on the official weigh-in? Rice William, thank you for the $5. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much, buddy. Thank you. Nick Garcia, thank you for the $2. Title clickbait, or did I miss something? We're investigating apparently Khamzat coming in at Kevin Holland weight. We're investigating that right now. Derek D, thank you for the $5. I see the Garage Legends tab open. Great content. I was looking at it. Yes, Khamzat's strength and conditioning. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. We'll see if there's anything to learn from there. But yeah, it is. It's interesting stuff. Rice William, thank you for the $5. During the Khamzat weighing clip, right after she says 183, the bar goes down, and it is about to touch when she moves it. See, I know, but like, the last time we looked at this, they were doing that for all of the scales. I mean, again, right, the last time that Khamzat fought Whitaker, MMA Guru made a video that morning talking about how they fucked it up for Khamzat. That before it was leveled out against Whitaker, she just moved it all the way down and said that he made weight. We then looked at it on stream, and she didn't just do that for Khamzat. I don't even think it was a she. I think it was a guy in that case. He was doing that for every single fighter. Before it was leveled out, they were just like, okay, you're done. So look, I don't know how fucking scales work, dude. I don't know how scales work, to be honest with you. I would love to know. But is he talking about, did he take 2 attempts to weigh in? Is that what he's saying?
Hotel gym real quick. Took me like 20 minutes and I was on weight.
What time did you show up?
9:30. Yeah, I was here at 9. No, 10 minutes.
No, he didn't.
9, actually.
Okay.
And then I was.
War Machine, thank you for the 2 pounds. Murphy could barely speak. Wonder how much he's cutting. I mean, dude, that's the thing. Everybody likes to complain about weight bullies, but I'm like, dude, if you're fighting at the tip top of the UFC, either cut a shit ton of weight or be at a massive disadvantage. You know what I mean? Your choice. You know what I mean? Okay, so he said he weighed in at the hotel on point, but then when he got here, it was 0.5 over.
Half a pound over on this scale.
That's so
I just went in and, man, I was so frustrated.
The same thing happened to Charles Oliveira, too, if you guys remember.
I'm always here early making sure, and then the scales just didn't match up. But, I mean, it was easy. 20 minutes, made the weight, and came down. But it is very, very frustrating. I was really pissed off at that.
Yeah. Well, champ, tomorrow night you get to defend your championship.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying, Gladys.
Again, this could be your third.
Let me listen to this one more time. Get all the details
10 minutes
here.
9. 20 minutes, and I was on weight.
What time did you show up?
The scale in my, it was terrible. I was kind of pissed off with that. The scale in my room was perfect the whole week. Well, one in my room and the one in the gym was perfect with the one that I used. And when we got here, it was 0.5 over. So I was on weight. Everything was great.
Okay, so he used the test scale they have in the back, and apparently it was 0.5 over. Gabriel Farby, thank you for the $2. Are you measuring your shirtless girth against his? I can't really compare, bro. I can't really compare. I mean, look at the fucking width of these clavicles, dude. You know?
I just went to the hotel gym real quick. Took me like 20 minutes and I was
on. Thank you, Gabriel Farby. I appreciate it.
What time did you show up?
9:30. Yeah, 9. I was here at 9. No, 10 minutes to 9 actually, and then I was half a pound over on this scale.
That's so frustrating.
That is so interesting. Let me go back to the shorts here with all of them weighing in. So I wonder if the reason why, okay, so that kind of makes sense a little bit. So DDP said the scale in his hotel and the one at the gym was perfect, and both of those were the same. He gets here to the UFC weigh-ins, and the test scale they have in the back was 0.5 over. So does that mean that Khamzat must have weighed in on the scale in the back and it was 0.5 over, so he decided to get naked here? But that doesn't. But then why is he 183 here then? Because that would only make him 183 and a half. Oh shit! Sorry. Yeah, I forgot. That would only make him 183 and a half then, if things are consistent. Ogre Online, thank you for the $5. People complain about weight bullies because they get undue shine. Keep in mind, every weight bully is fighting the smaller guy. Then they act hard after. I know, but it's almost like, when does that even happen these days? You know what I mean? Like, it's who's not cutting fucking 25 pounds? Who's not doing that? You know, it doesn't really exist. You know, everybody is a fucking weight bully. Tuxedo Mask, thank you for the $2. If Shea was a peen, Dricus would be that peen erect? I agree. I actually agree with you. I agree with you.
183.
But the shit hits the top. It hits the top before, and then she says it's fine. Like, this is just not how any scale I've ever used works. Look, it fucking hit the top. You see it bounce on the top, and then she says the weight. What UFC was it when Khamzat fought Whitaker? That was 309. No. That wasn't 309. It was 308, I think. Yes.
To weigh in this morning, the other half of the co-main event in the middleweight division, the number 13 ranked contender, Khamzat
Tuxedo Mask, thank you for the $2. They were trying to sabotage DDP already. I mean, I don't know, man. Something's fishy going on here, though. Something fishy is going on here. Ogre Online, thank you for the $5. Khamzat missing weight is bullshit. Being underweight is so dumb. It's like eat a cheeseburger and drink a bottle of water, buddy. What the fuck? Well, that's what we're saying. I'm telling you, if you've ever cut water weight, you understand that you're not weighing in 2 pounds under unless you're like really close to the target weight already. If Khamzat's cutting 15 pounds of water, which he should be, you don't just cut an extra 2. Like, that doesn't happen. Sebastian or Bogus, so thank you for the $6.90 pen. When the bar goes down, it means that he is lighter. I think it's when the bar... okay, yeah, you might be right on that. It's the opposite, sorry. Okay.
Sorry guys, I'm on the shopping.
Okay, see, but like, notice the inconsistencies here. This guy looked way more closely, and even then it was still moving a little bit. But I should have pulled both of these up on the same. Look at the fucking difference. Look at the fucking difference between that guy and this fucking lady, bro. Look at the difference. It's insane. I mean, this is crazy. I don't understand. I just don't get it. Look at her.
183.
She barely even looked. Whereas this guy, I feel like, actually looked
the
at
official
it.
weight for Khamzat Chimaev.
Why are they not using digital scales? I mean, I thought that these manual scales were less likely to be faulty.
3, 2, 1. Thank you.
Even in this clip, it was still moving.
For the ceremonials
It was still moving. But I wish this video wasn't so long. But the guy who does it at 308 actually looks at it a lot more in depth. I think her reading is just wrong. It might be. When the bar goes up, weight is going up. When the bar goes down, weight is going down. I mean, this guy actually looks at it, but I think it's still moving a little bit.
Wait, how-
186, the official weight for Khamzat Chimaev.
See, I mean, this makes sense, man. If you're 200 pounds and, you know, you've spent weeks and weeks and weeks dieting, you got down to 200 pounds, and you're cutting fucking 15 pounds of water, you're going to stop right at the fucking limit. You know what I mean? Not cut an extra fucking 2 pounds. But here's the thing. I think that they're doing it for everybody. This isn't a good angle. I don't think it's just Khamzat. When you look at the DDP weigh-in, I think it's very similar. I think.
Ready?
Look at that! Look at that! Look at this! Look at this bitch chewing her gum, holding her coffee. She barely looked at it. She barely fucking looked at it. James Moreau, thank you for the $5. Stop yapping. Where's your sister at? Respectfully, of course. Yeah, me and my sister will definitely make some more content. So I'm thinking like once a month, me and her will do something. You know what I mean? I mean, this is insane.
Ready?
I don't know how you do that. I don't know, man. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, no, it's fair. It's the same for both of them. She clearly didn't give a fuck about any of their scales or their weigh-ins. You know what I mean? Tuxedo Mask, thank you for the $2. You're actually lucky to have such a nice sister. Oh, thank you. Yeah, she is. My sister's very nice. Very nice. Very, very nice. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. And again, I mean, all of this is in question. But again, for the few people who were trying to claim that those 2 extra pounds for Khamzat was nonsense, there's, again, a reason why his nutritionist wanted to set the record straight, because it's not normal. But if, I don't know, if Khamzat really did weigh in at 184.8, then that's completely normal, completely fine, nothing is aloof at all. But it's weird that on the official weigh-in, that's supposed to be the most accurate, something was wrong, you know? Oh, Steve Spiros. Everyone say hi to Steve. Everyone say hi to Steve. What's going on, Steve? I have $1,000 on DDP, Murphy, MVP, and Prates. I'm a little scared about Cannonier holding MVP against the cage or taking him down. Please comfort me. Steve Spiros, I'll tell you what. First of all, I haven't done my parlay members only video yet, but Steve, I was looking at that exact same parlay as you were, actually. I, for one, I don't really want to bet on this main event because, again, I feel like there are just so many unknowns. If that Whitaker fight went on a bit longer, I think we would have a much more solid answer about how this fight could look, but it didn't. You know what I mean? I don't know how the physicality is going to look between them. I don't know how Khamzat's cardio is going to look. I don't know what Khamzat's approach to this fight is going to look like. There's a lot of unknowns. But the one thing you cannot deny, DDP at fucking plus 200 is really good odds. Like, that's a really good deal. So I don't mind betting on DDP for the odds alone. In terms of MVP and Jared Cannonier, listen, man, Jared Cannonier had zero ability to close the distance against Israel Adesanya. He had zero ability to, in any sort of way, get on the inside, get in on the pocket. Like, that fight was a complete embarrassment for him. I mean, he literally didn't give Adesanya a single problem. Adesanya just slide away, jab and German leg kick all 5 rounds. Cannonier literally never tried to close the distance once. That was the fight where Jared Cannonier should have looked for a takedown, and he didn't even try one time. Now, in Jared Cannonier's mind, he's fighting a welterweight, you know what I mean, who, it's difficult because I don't think anybody can kickbox with Michael Venom Page, unless you're fucking Raymond Daniels or something. He's just kind of a cheat code in there because he fights at such a different distance than everybody else. So, obviously, the game plan should be to try to take him down, but Jared Cannonier doesn't do that. In the biggest fight of his life against Israel Adesanya, he didn't even give it the old college try, bro. He didn't even try. So, you know what I mean? I don't know. Ogre Online, thank you for the $2. Do fighters get on IV hydration after the weigh-in? So, you know, that's a very good question. Hold on. Was there another dono before this? Oh, yeah. Sebastian or Bagoso. Thank you for the 690 pen. Down equals lighter, up equals heavier. Okay, that's actually good to know. So let's take a look at that then, real quick. So if it goes down, that means he's too light. If it goes up, he's heavier. Let's see what the scale does before she reads it. Again, down equals lighter, up equals heavier. Right now, he's heavier. He's going down. He's too light. He's going up. That doesn't make any sense. It was going up when she read his weight. It was going up when she read the weight as lighter. Up is meant to be heavier.
Hold it up for me, please. Thank you so much. Give 5 seconds.
That doesn't make any sense.
Thank you.
Counterweight side. Okay, well you got to spell it out really simply for me here because obviously I don't understand how these scales work. Okay, so he was lighter then. At least according to this scale, he was lighter. Because it's moving up, which means it's lighter on the counterweight side. Okay, I understand. I understand what you're saying. So it's moving up right as she reads it, right?
183.
Yes, okay. So at least it checks out what she's doing here. At least it checks out what she's doing at least. So, dude, Ogre Online, it's a really interesting question about the IV. So, I don't know how it works with the new drug testing protocol, but IVs are the easiest way to hide PEDs. It's the easiest way to hide PEDs is just use IVs to flush out your system. So according to USADA, you're technically not, it's a weird thing. According to USADA, you weren't really allowed to use IVs, but they had wording in the rules that was very, very strange. Basically, I don't know the exact number, but in USADA's rules, it said you are allowed to rehydrate with an IV, 10 milligrams at a time. I don't know the number, some random number. You're allowed to hydrate this amount at a time. And it's like, what the fuck does a time mean? What does that mean? What does it mean that I'm allowed this much at a time? That's all it says. At a time? Okay, so I stick it in this arm, I get that amount of milligram, then I take it out, put it in this arm, and then get another 10, and then the fucking, what's a time? Is it every time the nurse steps in and out of the room? It doesn't really make any sense. And according to people in the know, the wording is kind of iffy because at the end of the day, USADA knows that they can't actually tell. It's impossible for them to tell whether or not you IV'd or not or how much you used. You know what I mean? They're just in the dark. That's the thing about drug testing is people don't realize how helpless these drug testing organizations are when people there are so many workarounds for all of this. You know what I mean? There's so many workarounds. But it's a good question. Yeah, I don't know. Tuxedo Match, thank you for the $2, bro. This is all legit. So sus. Saudi money ruins the sport, but is there Saudi money in the UFC? Is there? I don't know if that's the case. MMA is all about who can cheat the system. Yeah, I mean, absolutely. again, it's difficult for me because, like, dude, it's not just him, though. You know what I mean? It's not just him, Tuxedo Mask. Like, that's who you would assume the Saudis are trying to fucking... that's who you would assume the Saudis are trying to cheat for. But, dude, she looks even less at this.
185.
Like, what the fuck is that, dude? Look at this. Look at her. This bitch does not want to be there. So Miguel Torres 3, thank you for the $2. Okay, so so 100 milliliters per 12 hours through IV. So I don't know if that's new, but I know for a fact, I remember I really looked into this a while back. This might have been a couple years ago at this point, but the wording USADA had was 100 milliliters at a time you're allowed to use through IV. And as far as I knew, the reason why they were so weird about the wordage is because they can't tell. They can't tell. You stick an IV and they have no idea how much you pumped. They have literally no idea. So that's why the wordage is strange. You know what I mean? Let's see. GC, thank you for the $2. Does a Mavov have any chance to beat Khamzat? I mean, dude, I don't... Again, it's so hard. It's so hard because we do not know how Khamzat's going to look after round one. We don't know. Again, I don't think Khamzat has bad cardio. I don't think he has bad cardio. I think he has, in the past, had really bad cardio management. You know what I mean? I think the Usman fight, Kevin Holland fight, were two fights that he fucking went for broke right off the start. And in the case of Usman, he almost finished him, wasn't able to, and then he really slowed down rounds 2 and 3. Kevin Holland fight, dude, he was on a fucking kamikaze mission round 1 against Kevin Holland. Again, historically, when he does that, he slows down rounds 2, 3, 4, and 5. I don't know. Before the Whitaker fight, Khamzat told us that he was going to have that problem fixed. We haven't seen it. We still don't know. I don't know what he's going to look like after round 1. I don't even know what his strategy is going to be. If Chimaev is a very good grappler, he is. If he can survive round 1, if Khamzat sprints at him, then on the feet he is going to have a pretty big advantage. But that's the thing. If Khamzat can keep up that Whitaker pace for 3 rounds, you're going to give that to Khamzat because that Whitaker pace was smothering, and he was kind of making Whitaker work harder than he was. Though at the same time, Whitaker himself is kind of a small middleweight. He's not a girth ball like fucking Dricus is. He was kind of getting out-muscled a little bit. Again, he's not a huge middleweight. How Khamzat's physicality is going to look against Dricus, I also don't know. That's kind of the interesting thing about this matchup is all of the unknowns, man. I'm so excited to see what it looks like the very first shot Khamzat takes. I'm so curious to see how the strength advantage or differential looks between them. Again, like prior to Umar versus Merab, we didn't know how the strength advantage was going to look between either of them, but then the fight happened, and there were so many sequences where Umar is shooting on Merab, and it was like he was running into a fucking brick wall. You know what I mean? Like, Merab was just way stronger. I don't know. I don't know how it's going to look. You know what I mean? There's so many unanswered questions here. Brooke Mulu, I think you were the $10. I always found it weird how Conor lost to Dustin. I know Dustin is a great boxer himself, but Conor is a better boxer, kicker, head movement. Dustin is bigger, but does not push a pace, a crazy pace as well. Well, to me, it's pretty simple. Conor McGregor was elite at 145. Conor McGregor was elite at 45. At 45, he was massive for the weight class. Super long as well. He fucking can crack at 145. Again, the difference between guys' frames at 45 versus 55, it's a big difference. I mean, it just is. At 45, Conor was knocking people out with one shot. I mean, he had some TKOs for sure, but we're talking one shot, he would knock everybody out. Then you look at the Eddie Alvarez fight. That Eddie Alvarez fight, I'm telling you, a lot of people look at that Eddie Alvarez fight and they go, that Conor McGregor, dude, nobody beats that Conor McGregor. To me, Eddie Alvarez was the perfect opponent for somebody like Conor. Just fucking winging overhands the whole time. That was, Conor Eddie Alvarez was kind of like Ilia Topuria versus Josh Emmett. You know what I mean? You get two guys who are that high level at boxing and you give them an opponent who just wants to spam overhands. Like, dude, Conor McGregor's going to eat that alive. And that's exactly what he did. But all of a sudden, he had to rock Eddie Alvarez 4 separate times before he finally finished the fight. Because when you got guys at 55 who just have bigger frames, Conor's power didn't translate quite the same way. Still, stylistically, he's just going to destroy Eddie Alvarez. But then, you look at the Dustin Poirier fight. Dustin Poirier is not winging overhands. You know what I mean? He's not running into punches the same way. You look at their fight at 45, Conor clips him right behind the ear and just drops him right off the bat. Fast forward to that fight at 55, Conor was catching Dustin Poirier right on the chin a few times. And Dustin did say he was hurt a little bit at a point. But again, on fight night, Conor was 171, Dustin was 183. He was bigger, he was more durable, and at the end of the day, Conor's style is to be a knockout artist. Because of Dustin's durability and his size and his own boxing skill, he was able just to survive, and then Conor being unable to knock him out early, that's kind of what ended up happening. And obviously the calf kick really fucked him up in that matchup. I think Conor theoretically could beat Dustin Poirier at 55, but I would always give Dustin Poirier the advantage over Conor. Again, it's one of those things Conor, he had a pretty horrific weight cut to get down to 45, right? So he moves up to 55 and then fights Khabib, who was doing to get to 55 what Conor was doing to get to 45. You know what I mean? Conor's like, I don't want to kill myself to make 45 anymore. It's like, well, unfortunately, you're fighting guys at 55 killing themselves to get down to there. It's just kind of no matter what, he's going to be at a disadvantage. That's kind of my thoughts on Conor. It's a shame because people kind of judge him at 55 very heavily, even though I feel like at 45 is actually where he was, elite. You know what I mean? Thank you for the $10. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Oh, sorry, Keith Peterson. If someone donates $10 specifically asking me about Conor versus... What do you want me to say, Keith? Thank you for the $10, but I've already told this story. I've already given my thoughts once before. You have to go dig through my live streams to find it. If someone's sending me $10, I'm going to answer the damn question, Keith. Man, can't the IV itself be made different material so that it doesn't leave IV traces in the bloodstream? I mean, kinda. Sure. I mean, I don't know. I'm not a direct expert on that, per se. Let's see. Let's check some other weigh-ins here. I'm curious to see what this fucking... okay, that's clearly not what we want anymore. I need some good angles.
186.5. Right here, MVP. Right here, baby.
This isn't a very good angle to see how they're doing it, though. MMA Junkie, no, that's also a pretty bad angle. They only have these two angles for them, it seems like. I can't find any angles of anybody else. I'd love to see if they were doing the exact same thing for everybody. Conor without weight cutting was only 168 against Nate Diaz. That's what Aljamain weighs, and he was 135. Well, dude, remember when Conor fought Nate the first time, he was fucking 164, dude. You know what I mean? It's like at a certain point, it's like, Conor, you gotta fucking toughen up here a little bit and cut the goddamn weight because you're a 45er, dude. Did I miss another dono? Oh, I did. Ogre Online. Thank you for the $5. Khamzat is a gruesome foe because his wrestling, being a 2-time Swiss world champ, means a lot. Grapplers are the most daunting foes in MMA. You know, man, being a 2-time Swiss world champion, I gotta be honest with you, in terms of wrestling, is not really anything, to be honest with you. Being a national champion in Sweden, like, look, it's not bad, but like when you're just purely looking at wrestling, I mean, obviously, Bo Nickal's wrestling accolades blow Khamzat Chimaev's out of the water. Like, completely out of the water. Being a Swiss champ is kind of nothing in the world of wrestling. However, when you're looking to transfer your skill set into MMA, I don't really care how good your wrestling accolades are, because at the end of the day, wrestling, pure freestyle wrestling, is such a small aspect of MMA. It's such a small aspect. Khamzat Chimaev is a really good athlete who's really fast twitch, really strong, really explosive, and that is what allows him to become, is what's allowed him to become as well-rounded as he is in MMA. I mean, he has really good jiu-jitsu, not like Brian Ortega fucking levels, but he's got good jiu-jitsu, he's got very dangerous striking, he's fast and explosive, and you know what I mean? Like, being a Swiss champ is great because he got to transfer to MMA early, but you look at someone like Bo Nickal, obviously, who, phenomenal pure wrestler, U23 world champion, but he's not the same level of athlete Khamzat is, which really hurt his ability to pick up all of the other aspects of MMA, and also trying to wrestle internationally like he did, he just kind of wasted years where he should have been working on MMA and becoming well-rounded. He instead was just wrestling. And it's like, great, you specialize in takedowns and takedown defense out in the open. That's great. That's a very small part of MMA. You know what I mean? And that's why he got bitched on the ground versus RDR. Miguel Torres III, thank you for the $5. No IV traces. It's salty water. Can only tell by walking in, evidence, or diluted urine. Should just let him do it if you ask me. I mean, yeah, I think so as well, and I think it would be a lot safer for guys cutting a lot of weight is being able to use the IVs. I mean, it's one of those things, right? Like, the Athletic Commission's goal with initially banning IVs were guys are cutting a dangerous amount of weight, and the only reason they're doing it is because they have IVs to rehydrate after, right? And it's like, well, actually, no, they're still going to cut that amount of weight. Now they're just not going to use IVs. Or apparently they're not going to use IVs. They probably still are. But, regardless, that's not stopping them. It's just now making it harder for them. They're still going to cut that amount of weight. Because, dude, let's be real, man. If you're walking around 180 pounds, right, let's just say, you're probably too small for welterweight unless you have the frame of Ian Gary, right? So you have no other choice but to continue cutting down to 185, to 155, right? So it's like, take the IV away or not, my frame isn't big enough to fight at fucking welterweight or fight at fucking 85. I have to cut to 55 no matter what. You're just making it harder on me. You know what I mean? Swedish champ bout to flounder like a Swedish fish. That was very funny, Jay Crispy. You should do stand-up, bro. That was very, very funny. Good work. Good work. Good work. There's a live stream of the camera angle you're looking for on the MMA channel, MMA Crazy. Isn't there, like, shit about MMA Crazy fucking copyright striking people? Isn't there something about, you know what I mean? I'm a little nervous about that. Islam Revenge Charles, I'm going to 20. Okay, all right. Thank you for finally sending that. We will get to that for sure. We will get to that. Thank you. War Machine, thank you for the 2 pounds. You see MVP say scales were off, and Brian must have been 200. So, I mean, that's the thing, right? Based on what Dricus said, I'm still trying to fully understand this, but he was basically saying that The scale at the hotel and the scale in his gym were the same. But when he got to the weigh-in, the test scale in the back was 0.5 over. So he lost the 0.5, and then was 185 on this scale. So that means the test scale in the back and this one had to have been the same. It had to have been the same. So does that mean that this scale is off, or that the one in the fighter's hotel was off? I mean, which one is off? One of them has to be off, and I don't know which one. You know? So if that's true, then that means that Khamzat came in lighter, Mean Big 8 says. They took entire channels down, don't play it. I'll tell you what, I will watch it myself real quick, and I will report back to you guys on what I see. Okay, yes, this is exactly what I wanted. This is exactly what I wanted. Dude, this is horse shit, dude. You gotta, oh my god. Oh my god. You got, okay, here's what I'll do to avoid the copyright. This is, you guys gotta look at how she did fucking Gerald Mearshart here. Look at how she did this. I'm gonna try to get this perfect so I cover up everything other than the scale. Let me hold on real quick. Let me wait for the stream on my secondary monitor to catch up so you guys can see. Look at this. So this is Gerald Mearshart weighing in right here. Look. He steps on the scale, look at it. It's all the way at the top right here. It's all the way up.
185. 185, the official weight for G.
What the fuck was that? It was all the way up. It never went down, and she went 185. We'll play it again. Look at this.
185, the official weight for GM3, Gerald Mearshart.
Okay, hold on. Let's see some more. Oh, Chase Hooper. All right. Let's see Chase Hooper. It's not leveling, you guys. And I don't know what to say about this. Ivan the Great, thank you for the 35 czar. MMA fans like to bring up previous things like Whitaker taking down DDP, like fighters don't adjust depending on who they're fighting. I mean, I think that there are, again, in the video that I talked about, I think that there are aspects of how Whitaker got in on the takedown against Khamzat, or against DDP, that would allow Khamzat to get in on takedowns. Again, it's the fact that DDP is always using high guard. You know what I mean? When you watch wrestling, right, there's a reason why everybody has their hands in front of them and they're waiting to try to stop the, use their hands to get in between the takedown. But when somebody is fucking have their hands glued to their eyebrows constantly, it's very easy to beat them to their hips. I've talked about this a million times. That is how Whitaker got in on that takedown versus DDP. DDP's hands were up, Whitaker came in, jab, DDP's hands came up, Whitaker dropped right underneath to the hips and got deep on the shot in order to take him down. And again, Whitaker's a very good wrestler. So when I look at a matchup with Khamzat, I say, I mean, obviously if I was working with Khamzat, I would tell him, you're just going to go out there, you're going to jab, jab, get to the hips every single time. Jab, jab, get to the hips. Jab, jab, get to the hips every single time. But, like, that's just, Khamzat hasn't really done that historically. You know what I mean? It's like he goes out there and it's either like, to him, it's like either I'm going to go out there and grapple fuck you right now, or we're going to strike, almost, is kind of what he does. You know what I mean? Oh, yeah. So I think Islam or Revenge Charles, by the way, yesterday on stream, we were watching what apparently was Khamzat Chimaev's coach talk about how they've made no adjustments for DDP. But Islam or Revenge Charles said that that's not actually his coach, and that's just some random Thai trainer. So I guess that doesn't mean anything. So very good good intel right there.
The official weight for Chase Hooper.
Thank you.
Here we go. Lerone Murphy. God, Lerone Murphy looks shredded.
146.
Do you guys see that, man? Do you guys see this horse shit? Look at what the scale does as she's reading the weight. Look at how it goes all the way up.
146.
She reads 146 as it's fucking going all the way to the top, man. I just don't know, dude. I just don't know. I don't know what to say to any of this. I know, but like, I swear to God, man. I swear to God, it's like this on all the fucking weigh-ins. Let's go to the weigh-ins right before this. Let's go to the 318 weigh-ins and see if it's the same.
$150.
Come on, that's not really what we wanted. That was too quick. That was way too quick.
170.
No, all of these are, we don't actually get to see the scale calibrate on any of these. Ah! That just got my whole stream copyright claimed right there. I just can't. There's not good. Okay, all right. Well, 317 it is. No, we can't fucking see it. Let's see. No, these are bad angles. These are really bad angles. I can't see. I can't see it. All right, fucking let's keep going back down. Here you go. This already looks like it should be better.
145.
God damn it, this jackass is standing in the way. This jackass is standing in the way.
145.
Look, if the UFC was smart and they really are being facetious with a lot of this, I would have somebody blocking the goddamn camera angle. I'd be blocking the camera angle. The walk, even $2.02. What's a better accolade for MMA? ADCC or CJI? Dude, truth is probably CJI because CJI mimics the 5-minute rounds. CJI mimics the 5-minute individual rounds, which allows for more of like an MMA-esque pace, whereas like ADCC does 20-minute rounds. So it's a very different pace. It's a very different pace. It's never at the same angle as it was on the weigh-ins for this card. Jim, what are you spamming me, man? What are you spamming me? What is it? I wish you'd tell me what it is. Okay, all right, cool. Thank you, Jim. Thank you. Okay, Jim's got us with something nice. All right, let's take a look here. He found one. Good. This is what my moderators are for. All right. Let's see what the scale does here.
155. The official weight for is Ron Makashev.
2, 1, thank you.
And with that, your UFC 302 main event is official.
So, okay, but here's the thing. What's weirder about this is it's so consistent. It's so consistent. It makes me think that none of us know how these scales work. As far as I've always thought with these scales, right, you have to wait for it to level. And then once it's level, that's the weight. But they're not doing it for any of these clips. They're not doing it on any of these clips. Like, this is still moving. It never leveled out there. It never leveled out. So I don't know what to say, you guys. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. I just none of us know. It absolutely did not level out. This one is legit. I use such scales. I don't know, dude. Like, but why is it still moving when he's standing on it? Maybe he adjusted this, maybe.
And with that, your UFC 302 main event is official. UFC lightweight champion Islam.
One more time. It's moving. It's all the way down.
155, the official weight.
What's the person on the scale? Sounds like about 155. I don't know, man. But I swear to God, it's moving down, and then he backs up and goes 185, and then he steps away, and the scale starts going up, 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 up. Yeah, I don't know, dude. I don't know, man. But it interesting to say the least, I guess. It's interesting to say the least, I guess. I wanted to come in here with some breaking news, and unfortunately, I feel like we've made zero progress. I mean, maybe, let's see, maybe... I got one last bet as some detective work. You see this scale? This is used for UFC official weigh-ins. We notice on every single weigh-in across multiple events, the scale reader declares the weight while the scale is not balanced. It is still moving every single time they announce the weight. Please shed some helpful information. All right, here we go. I see the type of scale. That's a beam balance scale, which measures weight by balancing two arms. Here's the important thing we're noticing. On a properly used balancing beam, the beam should settle horizontally, pointer in the middle before reading the weight. If the pointer is still swinging when they announce the weight, the exact reading could be slightly off, depending on where it's trending when they decide to call it. See, this is crazy, because like you got guys like Yoel Romero who missed out on being a champion because he weighed in 0.2 over. You know what I mean? He weighed in 0.2 over, so he missed out on being a champion. Whereas really, if the pointer is still swinging when they announce the weight, which it is still swinging, like that's not, that every single time it's still swinging. Rough and right or just under the limit. By a few tenths of a pound. See, I know, but it's saying it's typically within the 0.1 and 0.2 pounds. But if you are trying to fight for a belt and you weigh in, you're supposed to be 185, and you weigh in at 185.2, that's over the weight. That's over the weight. Like, you guys remember, Yoel Romero didn't get to become a champion. He won the fight against Luke Rockhold and didn't get to be champion because he was 0.2 over. Exactly where it's saying there's a margin of error. Look at Fluffy versus Doladi's weigh-ins because Fluffy got announced as overweighing at 186.5. Charles lost because 155.2. No, well, he was 155.5, but the reason for Charles was that the scale at the fighter hotel was 0.5 over. So he went and weighed in, or it was 0.5 under. So he went and weighed in on that weight, and they said he was 155, so Charles thought he was good. Then went to the official weigh-in, and, you know, they said that obviously he ended up being over because of that reason. Maybe it wasn't Luke Rockhold, but it was one of Yoel Romero's fights. It was one of Yoel Romero's fights. I mean, it might not have been Luke Rockhold. That might have been for the interim, now that I think about it. That might have been for the interim. I swear to God, yeah, he fought for the title and then missed weight by 0.2 pounds. You know? So I don't know. Oh, it's the second Rob fight? Okay, there you go. Yeah, there you go. Why don't they use digital? Perceived actors, beam balances are mechanical. There's no electrical component that could glitch, lose calibration without warning, or being accused of having tampered software. See, this is what I was saying at the beginning. I was like, these are mechanical scales that, you know, you can't, like, fuck up the calibration on them. You know what I mean? You literally, yeah, so that's the thing. With balance beams, it's physics. You know what I mean? More rather than, yeah, this is what I thought. This is what I thought. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know, dude. I'm still confused. I don't know, man. None of this makes any sense to me. Well, yeah, well, it seems like Bryan Battle, like, just was he purposefully missed weight to an extent that he, like, knew he wasn't fighting, bro. Like, how the fuck are you weighing in at 190, you moron? I just want to say that she reads the weight at that point because the beam was going up and down. The only way it can move up and down without the slide being moved is if the weight is correct. I need to find a real fucking expert with these goddamn scales. That's what we need to do. I need to find somebody who actually knows what they're talking about and get the solid information here. Ruzabiev pulled out. Sucks that he won't get paid even though he made the weight like a professional. Really? Yeah, that is tough. So he moved up to 185 himself. That's interesting. That's really interesting. The weight always moves up and down when you first get on unless you're nowhere near the weight. So you don't have to wait for it to level is what you're saying, Steve. Actually, I don't know why, but from the one time I've talked to Steve on the viewer debates, I feel like he would know about scales. You know what I mean? I feel like he would know about scales. You do need to wait. I mean, that's the thing is that like they're not waiting. No, it's not a fat joke. I'm just saying. Like, she does not wait.
185.
Like, look at how quick she did that without even looking, and then walks away. No. Khamzat weighed in way under, apparently. He weighed in at 183, which is the same that Kevin Holland used to weigh in at fucking 185, which is crazy. Yeah, I don't know, man. Gary was 168 for Prates. Yeah, it's a little different though for Gary. See, 'cause that's the thing. Like, Ian Gary is not the one time that Ian Gary fought in, I believe it was California. I think it was one of the athletic commissions where they do fight night weights. Ian Gary on fight night was 180 pounds. Weight-wise, that is really small for a welterweight. Really small. However, Ian Gary has the frame that allows him to still fight up. You know what I mean? Being 6'3" and as tall and as long as he is allows him to still, be all right there. You know what I mean? It's almost, a lot of times your frame is a little bit more important. But for Khamzat to be 183, if that is accurate, he doesn't quite have the frame. You know what I mean? Like, you got guys who are fucking 6'4" fighting at 185 who aren't tall and skinny. Khamzat is only 6'2". He's slightly taller than Dricus. You know what I mean? Like, he doesn't really have the frame to be a small 85er. She is looking at the change of direction. The bar will be going down unless you pass the actual weight on the slide. Then the bar will move up. Then the actual weight is somewhere in there. Is that how they do it, though, man? Is that how they do it? They look at it and they go, yeah, you're somewhere in there. Is that how they do these weigh-ins? Yeah, I don't know, man. I saw some people saying that Khamzat gets up to 216, maybe out of camp when he's real husky, but I think when he's in shape, I don't think he's over 210. I don't think he's over 210. But, against Whitaker, it didn't really matter as much because Whitaker himself is a pretty small middleweight. Whitaker looked tiny next to Paulo Costa in their fight. I mean, Kuba, Prosek, they have test scales behind, but no, this is the official weigh-in. Khamzat literally posts edited pictures on his Instagram. Does he? Recently? He looks a lot bigger here than I feel like he actually is. This does not look accurate. This doesn't look right. This does not look right. I don't know. It might just be the angle, though. It might just be the angle. The angle and the lighting, maybe. But he looks a lot bigger here than he normally does. Yeah, John Paul, we can watch Bryan Battle if you want. Yeah, I mean, the fact that Bryan Battle even got naked before weighing in is kind of embarrassing. $190. God, that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Let me see. What do you got here, Jim? Oh, yeah. I've seen that picture before, Jim. Khamzat doesn't look that. I mean, I think that Khamzat's clearly very physically strong, but he's not the most imposing looking guy, at least. But, dude, the fight with Whitaker showed how strong he was. There was a moment early in that Whitaker fight when Khamzat first got in on the shot. Whitaker grabbed a whizzer, and then Khamzat kind of picked him up. It wasn't quite a Li Jingliang pickup, but he picked him up and then shucked him forward, and Whitaker just lost the whizzer and fell forward. That highlights Khamzat's strength big time. Big time. you know, for sure. Man. How does DDP make the weight but not Bryan? Well, DDP being so muscular allows him to cut a lot more water. But Bryan Battle's not. He's a little fat, man. Like, not actually fat, but he's got some more body fat on him, I feel like. He sure did Ali Shrokery, but again, Gilbert Burns was a former 55er. You know what I mean? Like, Gilbert Burns is not... I don't even think Gilbert Burns is like a properly sized welterweight. I think he's a little small for welterweight. Whereas Khamzat is fucking, you know, was massive for welterweight. In terms of pure strength, Khamzat is stronger than DDP by a lot. I mean, you know... that could be true. I just don't think you know that. I don't think you don't know that. How would one know that for a fact? I mean, it might be true, but, like, nobody knows. How could you know about that? You think Boris should go back down to 170? No, I've always maintained that I think Khamzat is the perfect... I think Khamzat would be the perfect 175er. I think if they went 55, 65, 75, 85, I think Khamzat would be perfect for 75. I think he would be fucking massive for the weight class, and he should just be able to get there. Maybe he can make 170, but again, dude, when you're cutting that much water and you're not that jacked, muscular-wise... Dude, the last 5 pounds could be hell on earth, dude. You know what I mean? But at 175, I think Khamzat would be thrashing motherfuckers. I haven't actually watched any of these in depth, but apparently this was everything Khamzat was doing. Well, you know, Emma Magnuson, I think sometimes with grappling, like obviously strength is huge for grappling. But sometimes speed, like sometimes like when you got a guy who's really explosive and who is very strong and they're quick and they're fast because they're lighter than you are, if they fucking get in on a shot, fucking get to your hips, spin around real quick and jump on your back and like slide the choke in real quick, you know what I mean? Like sometimes the speed can really help when it comes to weight. That might play a factor. You know what I mean? That could play a factor. You know, I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know. Thank you, everybody. I turned it off. But, you know, it depends. It's just like if somebody's really fast and they're a lot quicker than you with their shots, your timing has to be really good to stop the takedown, especially if they're good at like manipulating your weight. You know what I mean? But you know, it's one of those things though, man. It depends on the shots. Like if Khamzat shoots a double and Dricus sprawls on him, that is where strength really plays a factor. You know what I mean? But let's just say hypothetically Khamzat gets in on the double leg and he's so fast that Dricus has a difficult time timing it, and it's like as Khamzat gets to the hips, Dricus starts to sprawl, but then as he's sprawling, Khamzat spins to the back real quick. It's like that's kind of where the speed's going to play an advantage. But if Dricus does have good timing on the defense, then that's where strength really helps, you know? That's what I'm saying, Mikey. It's hard to time shots when someone's really fast. Who are these people? Sure, Gugius. Only for you, man. Only for you we can do that. Only for you we can play this match. We had already watched this not that long ago. What'd they say? How much is 93 kilos? That's got to be like I know 88 kilos is 194? So 93 has got to be like 205. Yeah. And 82, what is that? What's 82? How much is 82?
Khamzat Chimaev против Арман Цурукян. Погнали. Все, поехали. Мотор, камеры все.
Armin 182. Okay. Good defense here with the leg from Armin, but you know it's funny. That was really good defense right here. Like Whizzer, the single leg, perfect positioning, but it's just all strength. He just got fucking muscled down right here, like just fucking thrown to the ground. Yeah, I'd be impressed. Yeah, I was gonna say I'd be impressed if Armin right here has the Whizzer, but when Khamzat gets his body all the way across like this, it's like you're not keeping it. Dude, I need, I don't know how or who, but like I need a good solid, like I need to like grapple like a really good UFC fighter. That would be some fucking good content, man. That'd be some good content. I mean, the best person I've grappled in a video was a fucking former Bellator fighter who was technically a professional grappler. You know what, dude? Say what you will, but Armin, like, he's just trying to survive here the whole time. He's just trying to survive. But, like, he's doing a good job at it. Hit up Marab. That'd be interesting. That'd be interesting. Shit, I got a white and black rash guard because of that vid. Did you? Yeah, unfortunately, I don't know how well they're doing, black and white, but, that was my first ever sponsor, that brand. That was my first ever sponsor. Are you bigger than Khamzat? No. I'm not. Hit up my boy Dylan. I've tried to hit up Dylan Dennis. I'd do it. Dylan Dennis would fuck me up though. That's different. You know what I mean? Like I'd want to grapple like a UFC fighter who's not like a former top 20 grappler in the world. You know what I mean? But no. I didn't know the mattress sponsor. They were good. I had them for a while. Dude, Chase Superman, where does he live? I'd do it. Where does he live? Grapple with Alex Pereira? That'd be something. Oh, I missed it. Good back control from Khamzat. The thing is, though, dude, it's like we talked about it in my video, breaking down the grappling, specifically the Kamaru Usman fight's a really good example of this. Khamzat always gets way too high on the back. He's way too high on the back right here. Way too high, dude. I'm sorry. Your head cannot be this high. Again, he has a good job. He has one hook in. And he's doing a good job clamping over Armin's hip, but his head is way too high. And Armin right here is doing what Usman should have done, which is tripod. You got the tripod. Usman here instead decides to stand up. You know what I mean? And then standing up gave Khamzat a better position. But by tripoding, he falls off the top. Oh, damn. But then he gets fucking bitched right there. Him being taller probably is a factor there for sure, but it's not a one-off. He's always too high. Usman's knees would have crumbled, maybe. But you could submit a UFC top 10 flyweight. I could submit Jalen Turner. So I was able to submit Jalen Turner years ago, dude. So yeah, could I submit a flyweight? Yeah. I hope Jalen doesn't get mad that I bring that up a lot. But, like, how can I not, dude? Based 4L, thank you for the $2. I know that one win logo too well. Do you? What can you deliberate on what that means to you? I don't know what that even is. Jalen watches you? No. I mean, I don't know. I doubt it, but like, I'm not, look, I'm not one to share too many gym stories, but like, it's kind of my one claim to fame, you know what I mean? That was a fucking pretty bad sprawl. Bad sprawl in the sense of like it looks like Armin's fucking face hit the ground. Usman said Chimaev's strength is nothing crazy. I mean, he was definitely a lot stronger than Usman, man. When he hiked up that single leg and then hit that outside trip, he was way stronger than Usman. But that might not mean that his strength's insane, just that he was stronger because he was an 85er. How'd you do against Moicano? I mean, that's what I'm saying, dude. I don't know. I would want to try, though. No, Jim. We had, when Armin first pulled out, dude, you remember, it was the day of the weigh-ins for his fight against Islam. And I started the parlay stream. And the second I started the parlay stream, it was when the news, like I'm telling you, the timing was perfect. The second I started the stream was the news started dropping of him pulling out. So I switched from a parlay stream, I switched the thumbnail to Armin pulled out, and I was like the only person up right now talking about that news. We had like 2,000 people watching. That was a very good shot and a very good sprawl. Very good sprawl right there. And that the only thing that Armin might have been able to do from there is that because Usman, because he kind of spun around this way, I would have tried to spin all the way to the back. But guys, chat, let me quiz you guys. Why was Armin not able to spin to the back here? What stopped him from going all the way around? Because when he shot, he tried to circle all the way to the outside, but what stopped him, chat? Let me see how educated you guys are in grappling. You don't need to rewind it. It's right here. It's right here. It's definitely, no, it's not the under. A lot of you guys are getting it right. It's the whizzer. It's this whizzer right there. It's a whizzer, not an underhook. An underhook would be Chimaev getting his arm under. If he got his arm under, that would be an underhook, and it would do the same thing. The underhook would also kill the back take. The whizzer does the same thing, though. He used that whizzer and used it to turn into him. The hell's a whizzer? A whizzer is when you, right here, this is a whizzer. What Chimaev is doing with this arm. You get the whizzer, and it stops you from circling to the back. The whizzer's not as good as the underhook, but it works. You know what I mean? It works. It gets the job done. I'm proud of you guys. Good job. Good job. You guys are MMA fans. You guys got to know what a whizzer and an underhook is. Are you a grappler? You know, I wouldn't consider myself any, like, one discipline. I wouldn't consider myself any one discipline when it comes to fighting. I do it all. I do it all. I have more footage out there of me grappling, just because obviously grappling you can go hard and not hurt your sparring partners, you know what I mean? Like, I have videos of me striking with my buddies, but it's all like really light, you know what I mean? Like, not going hard. Whereas the grappling, I'm kind of fucking my friends up, you know what I mean? So, Tuxedo Mask, thank you for the $2. How do you predict Khamzat will cope with Khamzat's defeat? How do you predict Khamzat will cope with Khamzat's defeat? If Khamzat were to lose, I don't think it would be that bad. I don't know, man. Something tells me Khamzat would be cool with losing. Something tells me that Khamzat's going to be fine with losing, to be honest with you. I don't know. I can kind of see him just being, like, honestly kind of humble, weirdly. You know what I mean? Like, I can kind of see it. Now, here's the thing. If Dricus loses, oh my God. Like, he is going to get smeared with the whole he was never that good narrative. If he loses to Khamzat, oh my God, the internet is going to get flooded with every single goofy clip he's ever had, and then everybody's going to be like, you actually thought this guy was good? Look at him fucking pulling mount against Brunson. I'm like, all right, man, all right. You know, it's going to be bad for Dricus if he loses. Oops.
What's going on, boys? Back with another reaction video. I'm here with my good friend Triple C, Henry Cejudo. Hopefully.
I mean, for sure, Matthew Hockley, for sure. It would be a lot harder to hit a Darce on somebody that broad, for sure. It'd be way harder. I mean, it's still doable, but it's going to be a lot harder. The broader you are, the harder it's going to be to fucking get that arm across. I would say, I'll tell you what, though, looking at Dricus, I think triangling him is going to be an absolute bitch. I don't think you could triangle him. Please DM Dylan Dennis. I have, dude. I have. I already have. Oh, shit, hold on, one second. Hold on, 1 second. Everybody, sit tight. Sorry, I'm back. I heard my cat crying. He got his tail stuck in the toaster again. He got his tail stuck in the toaster again. That happens a lot with my cat. You're verified. You definitely saw your message. No, yeah, I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. Well, here's the thing. Even though I'm verified, he still fucking. It still goes into his requests. So, you know. But yeah, I mean, if you guys aren't following me yet on Instagram, please do, man. Please do. Please do. I'd appreciate it. What? What are you guys all saying what for? Ali Shrokri, man, you're preaching to the choir, bro. I made a whole video about that. Already. This one right here specifically looks at, let's see. This one right here, we specifically look at Khamzat's pure finishing ability. We specifically look at his pure finishing ability in this video, and we talk about that exact point, because to me, so many people were talking about how it's either Khamzat finishes him round one or else he loses. And it's like, dude, I don't know about that, man. I don't know if that's my specific thoughts. Like, look, Khamzat's capable of finishing you. It's something you do need to be worried about. But like, when I look at a lot of the sequences we look at here, the Usman fight, the Kevin Holland fight, I'm not super scared of Khamzat's pure finishing ability. I'm more scared with the athleticism, the reshots, and his ability to keep that up for multiple rounds. You know, I think if he fatigues Dricus, which I think is possible, if he does fatigue Dricus by constantly mixing in the takedowns, constantly making Dricus scramble, I think that's where a submission could open up, you know? Tuxedo Mask, thank you for the $2. Tomorrow's going to be historic, man. I'm so hyped. Yeah, all my buddies are coming over. Jackson will be there. Let's see. Hold on, let me see. I think. Ooh. Damn, actually, you know what? I don't know. Jackson might not be there, but at least Armin will be there. And I think Minimum Holloway is making his return. So. Man. Drake, I don't know, man. Swole Drake, the thing is, like, Swole Drake likes to watch those with his dad. He's always watched those with his dad, so I don't know. We'll see. I would like to get him, but. Yeah, I know. Jackson, I know. Dude, Jackson does make some really good parlays. No parlay stream this time around, Matthew Hockley. I'm going to make a members-only video talking about the... I want to put out some more members-only videos. I put this one out, just like talking about a lot more like, you know, like things like this, for example. You know what I mean? Cyril Gane dropped some grappling footage against a world champion Senegalese wrestler. And it's like, dude, perfect little members-only video to talk about that, all the grappling sequences there. You know what I mean? Like, I want to put out a lot more of that, and I think parlay videos would be a good one to be members-only. Does the underhook also prevent the anaconda or the darce? Sort of. Yes. Again, basically, with a darce and an anaconda, right? The mechanics of the choke is that one side of your throat is getting squeezed by this lock. You know what I mean? Like this. The wrist goes onto the throat. They lock it up here, and that's choking this side of the throat. The other side of your throat gets choked by your own shoulder getting pushed into your neck like this. This is the choke. But the underhook just buys you the space right here. The underhook buys you this space to kind of survive. It's very common that guys will shoot the underhook to bait you to go for a darce and then fall to your side and commit to it. They try to do that because they know that with this underhook, it just buys that space. You know what I mean? So, like, theoretically, you can still finish it with an underhook, but like it's harder. It's a lot harder. Again, the thing is, like, you can never say never, and you can never say always. I'm sure if someone has an insane squeeze, they can still fucking choke you out even with the underhook. But for the most part, it's very common. I don't want to toot my own horn or anything. I'm a bit of a darce specialist myself. I love darce chokes. One of my better subs. And I know guys who know that I'm good at darces will underhook me to bait me to go for the darce, and then I commit to it, I fall to my side, and then they're just hanging out with the underhook. It's kind of what Kevin Holland tried to do to Khamzat, but the problem is Khamzat ended up beating the underhook. You know, oh my God, Spiff! Thank you for joining the Charles Oliveira fan club, dude. It's about time. I have access to all my past live streams, members only videos. If you want to join the members only Discord, let us know. We'll get you in there. The members only Discord's great because fucking. If you join the members only Discord, you can essentially contact me almost anytime. Like, I'm always in there. You know what I mean? You ever want to just fucking talk to me, just go into the general chat and just at me, and I'm probably going to be there. If you want, like, constant communication with me, I recommend it. What do you think if DDP tried to get a footlock on Khamzat like he did versus Brunson? You know, the way DDP did it, it wasn't great. I think that, like, dude, you know what? Believe it or not, as crazy as this sounds, you want an example of, like, a really good toe hold? It's so funny because, like, Daniel Cormier and Joe Rogan will always talk about how, you can't really get a tap with a toe hold. A toe hold hurts, but you can't really get a tap with it. But in the UFC, nobody does it right. Nobody ever does it right. But Dylan Dennis fucking destroys this guy's leg.
Trying to posture up, watch him trying to escape. Dennis looking for the leg lock, looking for that knee bar. All he needs to do is take his time with what he has right here.
And this guy couldn't fucking walk after. The problem is, like, I can't pull up footage of it, but the problem is, whenever somebody gets a toehold on you, like it happened in the Brunson fight in particular, is that DDP got the toehold on him, but he wasn't really controlling the leg. You know what I mean? He wasn't controlling the leg. Therefore, he's bending the foot the wrong way, but then Brunson just rolls with it. You know what I mean? It's so easy just to roll with a toehold and then relieve the pressure. But look at what Dylan does here. This guy, he can't roll because Dylan's controlling his leg perfectly. Like, theoretically, this guy would need to start rolling in this direction. But he can't do it because of how Dylan's controlling the leg. And he put a lot of pressure on his foot, man. He put a lot of pressure here. And he really fucked up this guy's leg. Keith Peterson, thank you for the $2. I want to join members, but there's no join button? Really? Well, if you go to any, I mean, look, Keith Peterson, I don't know exactly how it works, but like you go to any video of mine, like for example, this one.
We are in our final piece. Don't even stop.
Oops.
We are in our final Khamzat.
Just go into the description. It's right here. Become a member. It's in every video of mine. Like theoretically, if you wanted to, just become a member. And there you go. I mean, I don't know. I've heard some things about how, like, depending on what country you're in, it might not be there. I don't know, but, you know. Spiff, give us your Discord username. You know, I'll add you right now. I'll add you right now. Just send me your your Discord username, and we'll get you in there. Why is your profile Dylan Danis? You know, dude, there's not really a reason for it. Like, when I just first started my channel, I just kind of thought it was funny, and it's sort of stuck. All right, oh, Keith Peterson, thank you for joining the fan club, man. It's about time, bro. You already know all of the perks that you get. Keith, give me your Discord username, and we'll put you into the Discord chat. Give me your username. We'll put you in there. I'm waiting on Spiff. I have to make a Discord? Okay, all right. Well, then there you go, then. Yes, Islam will revenge. Oh, yeah, that's right. Islam will revenge Charles. That's right. I forgot. Here we go. ENR. Okay. Yeah, I'll add you right now. All right. ENR, I just invited you. There you go. No, Mikey, it is not. You are allowed to kick to the body. Kick or knee to the body of a ground opponent. You are allowed to do. All right, Spiff. Where are you, dude? Where are you, Spiff? I'm trying to add you in. Do you think Diego Lopez is underratedly well-rounded? I think because he's so dangerous on the feet and Volk took him down, people forget how elite he is off of his back. Yeah, I mean, look, Volkanovski is kind of a motherfucker to try to sub off of, if you're off your back, to try to hit anything on him. I think that, like, Brian Ortega is a overall better pure submission artist than Diego Lopez is. But I think that, obviously, I think Volk improved a lot because he had been working with Craig Jones so much. Like, he had been working with Craig for years in between the Brian Ortega fight and the Lopez fight. But I do think that Diego Lopez, I wish he was more technical on the feet. Oh, there you go. Thank you, Spiff. I wish Diego Lopez set it up better on the feet. I wish he used more feints and more setups. He doesn't really do that. He kind of just swings like a motherfucker whenever you enter into range. And the problem was that Volk was so fast, he was having a really hard time timing his shots. He eventually did end up cracking Volk pretty bad around at the end of round 2, I think, but one of those rounds. But yeah, I wish he set it up a little bit better on the feet. Like, I kind of think that's going to be the problem for him versus Gene Silva. Gene Silva is so much more of a sniper than Diego Lopez is, man. So much more of a sniper, way more accurate. Oh, TLG, thank you for the $5. Would you rather get a blowy from Khamzat or give a blowy to DDP? It's a great question, TLG. I would definitely rather get a blowy from Khamzat. I would much rather get a blowy from Khamzat for sure. I feel like, look, dude, I have a really bad gag reflex, dude. Like, sometimes I gag, like, brushing my teeth because I sometimes put the toothbrush too far into my mouth. Like, that doesn't sound fun for me having to fucking do that, you know what I mean? I don't think I'd be very good at it either, you know what I mean? I probably would hate that. So I'd much rather take than give in that regard. But what are we talking about? The $5 dono I just received. What do you think we're talking about? But think about the girth, Shay. I mean, yeah, look, I think about the girth a lot, obviously. If you watch any of my videos, I think about the girth a lot. That doesn't mean I want to suck a dick. You know what I mean? Like, gee, what do you think I am, gay? I mean, yeah. I mean, look. Again, I'm a fan. I'm a fan of girth. I am, but like, I'm not. Again, like, I'm not gonna give another man oral pleasures, bro. What the fuck are you talking about? Like, first of all, that just sounds uncomfortable. You know what I mean? And I know, I'm telling you, I got way too bad of a gag reflex. I'm not doing that. Spiff, you got to add me back as a friend, and then I can. Oh, I think you just did. Okay, now I should be able to add you. All right, Spiff, you've just been invited to the Discord. Oh, yeah. Okay, this will be the last thing we do for the day, but Islam will revenge Charles sent some fight footage that he wants us to break down of himself fighting. Let's do that. Yeah, he donated last stream to do it. So let's see. This is a Muay Thai fight, huh? All right. Bored. Thank you for the £5. I appreciate it.
I've taken up boxing and NGL. It's been more useful than Muay Thai.
Yeah, I mean, Bored, look, well, Bored, let me actually ask you. When you say it's been more useful, what do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? It's more useful in what regard? Because we just did a tier list for street fights, like what skills are needed for street fights. And I kind of think boxing is a bit low on the totem pole. Like, boxing is great, but I think it's very important in a street confrontation to have at least one other thing. Because boxing all by itself, based on some of the street fighting footage that we watched, kind of fell short sometimes. Tired to be tired, thank you for the €2. Is a T-girl banging a girl the most hetero porn? Oh, is a trans girl banging a girl the most hetero porn? It's a really good question. Actually, it's a question that you're asking me. No, I think probably the most hetero porn is when, like, a man and a girl are having intercourse, right? Like, is that weird to say? Like, no, I think like the by the sheer definition of the word heterosexual, I think it is when a man and a woman, right? It's like, a hetero relationship, I don't think it's not hetero to have a trans girl per se having sex with an actual girl, but it's a little different, right? Is that right? Am I really in the minority with that? Okay, Keith Peterson, I'm going to add you real quick. Keith_Peterson. I swear to God, I think some people try to kind of like weird me out with their questions, but they don't realize that I'll answer anything for the right price. All right, Keith, I just sent you a friend request to add me back, and I will put you in the Discord. No, because you're watching a man for pleasure? I mean, I guess, but like, unless you're getting pleasured from the man, right? But that's not really what's pleasuring you most of the time, right? Like a lot of times they, you know what I mean? A lot of times in porn like that, they like hide the guy's face or they don't even really show him, you know what I mean? For that exact reason, right? Is that weird to say? All right. Islam will revenge Charles. First things first, which one are you? You're blue. So that doesn't actually help me. Which one is that? Is this the blue? I can't tell. Uh-oh, what happened? Oh. Okay, there we go. My computer fucking froze for a second. We're back. Tall. You guys look the same height, dude. What do you mean tall? The only tall person here is the goddamn referee. Oh, you're in the blue corner. Okay, so this is you right here, right? Just want to make sure before we start. Left, okay. You're this guy. All right. There's no sound, clearly. You know, hey, I'm going to say this right now. I've only watched 15 seconds of this, but based on all of the Shea Cell footage we watched from fights so far, you do seem very technical and you seem very traditional. Really nice jab. Okay, I now see that you're taller now when the perspective changed. Yeah, I mean, dude, first things first, I mean, look, when we break down a lot of people's technique with the striking, you know, a lot of times people they're not really kicking correctly based on Muay Thai standards. This right here from Islam will revenge Charles, take notes, boys and girls, because this is a perfect fucking Muay Thai body kick right here. Look at how he's fully turning the hips over. Look at how he's standing up on this toe right here. This is a perfect Muay Thai kick. Perfect. I'm bored. Thank you for the 2 pounds. For training MMA, it's shown better results for me. Yeah, dude, I think that's great. Again, when it comes to those small 4-ounce gloves, dude, if you can really get elite boxing with those small 4-ounce gloves, it becomes deadly. Because guys can't cover up the same way. You can sneak shots in, you know, dig to the body, go upstairs, same side shots. Like, boxing is really good for MMA with those small gloves. You just have to make sure you have a real nice, well-rounded game. You know what I mean? Good jabs, too. Very good jabs as well. Look at that nice combination. I'd love to see you. Ooh, this guy clearly has power. I would just, and obviously we're still really early in. I would have just loved to see, like obviously this guy right here has fully committed to blocking your punches. He's tucking his head down, hands are up, chin is tucked, eyes are probably closed. This is where you either end it with a hard leg kick or try to sneak a kick right there to the liver. You know what I mean? This guy does look kind of powerful. Caught the kick well. He caught the kick well. Yep, clinch. Ooh, nice job avoiding the sweep right there. Very nice job. I thought he was going to sweep you. He had the leg up. He went for the sweep and whipped you around, but that was very good balance. In Muay Thai, the judges love the sweeps. That was another really nice high kick. Good jab. Again, just so far, the only thing I would say is that, like, your technique's very, very good. I like how you're throwing long combinations. I would just love to see you really mix the punches and the kicks and the punches and the kicks. You know what I mean? I think it's like that kind of Dutch style of kickboxing is very good because it seems like your punches and your kicks are kind of separate. But to really get good at, you know, like to go punch, kick, you know what I mean? Those long combinations, you know what I mean? It would really benefit you here. Nice leg kick. Good defense sliding out of the way. You got to move, though. You don't want to get stuck on the fence. Nice body shot right there. I love you digging in on that body shot. Ooh, he got you with a nice big right hand right there, though. Good clinch. You should win this clinch exchange. How long have you been fighting Islam or Revenge, Charles? Nice leg kick right there. Good movement right there, but that was a nice body kick from him. I'd like to circle out this way. Good leg kick. Nice high kick. I love that feint right there. I will say, love that fucking feint because you've been throwing a lot of singular leg, 2 years active. Nice. You've been throwing a lot of singular kicks, right? Singular body kicks, singular leg kicks, singular head kicks. I love this little stutter step feint you do right here. Look at this, guys. So he throws the body kick, and now look at this. Oh, look at that little feint right there. His opponent bites on it, and then you catch him clean with that hook right there. You catch him really clean with that hook. That was nice. I like that a lot. I like that a lot. See, like the boxing combinations are so good, dude. They're very good, and you're definitely very technical. It's just like you got like this would be the perfect opportunity, right? Like off that jab, like drop the leg kick on him, like fucking really put your body behind a leg kick. Or I always say I love that fucking switch jab to a body kick. You know what I mean? And it's there because this guy is just covering up so tightly on all your boxing combinations. Two Nucks, thank you for the $2. Found a good jiu-jitsu gym. Any tips for improving? If you want to get really good at jiu-jitsu fast, it's not enough to just show up to class and learn the techniques that they're teaching. What you need to be doing if you really want to get good fast is you want to be studying techniques on your own time. And then you want to then go into class with the notion of practicing those techniques that you've been studying on your own time. Of course, you know, you're always going to pick up things and learn from the techniques that the coaches are teaching. But that's how you're going to get good fast. Study techniques on your own time. Come to class prepared to work on those techniques that you've been studying on. Got to get off you don't want to be in the corner. You don't want to be in the corner. That was a big right hand from him. Ooh, nice knee. Yes, yeah, you can't be in the corner right here. You got to move. Nice. That was a really good shot right there. The truth is, like, he's throwing a lot of bombs at you, but you're way more accurate and you're way more precise than he is, and you have way better timing. Like, you're actually the one catching him clean most of the time. You see, even that right there, he's kind of doing what I talked about, though. Just like, even that right there. Like, look at how he just throws a nice little 1-2 leg kick, catches you clean with it. You know what I mean? Like, you're way more technical than him. If you can just put together the combos better, because it's, when I'm watching you strike, it's either all boxing and then a kick, or just the kick all by itself. And I think you really need to mix it all together. Learn some real nice Dutch combinations. Because, like, you're piecing him up here, man. You're way more technical than he is. Now you're walking him down. Now you got him in the corner. Nice knees to the clinch. Beautiful. Good body shot right there, too. One thing, like especially when it comes to like amateur fights, is that like the judges, the judges get all horny for knees in the clinch, man. They love it. They love knees in the clinch. He's having some good success with the leg kick on you. Look at that. And also, too, like, look at that that very slight feint. That very slight stutter with your legs and then landing that body shot's nice. You guys don't realize how hard it is to land this body shot here. You guys don't understand how fucking hard it is to land this body shot because you're so open when you're going for that. You're so open when you're dipping your level down here. So to like really set up that body shot, to me, shows a little bit of skill for sure. And you have to get so close to the inside to land that kind of hook to the liver. Nice knee to the body right there. Good movement. Nice jab. There you go. Good combinations. Good elbow. Good elbow. Man, we just got to end some of these combinations with a leg kick. There we go. Look at that block. Nice. That was nice. Look at him showboating, man. Was that a proper sweep? Kind of. The referee had something to tell him about that. I don't know the rules for your amateur competition. Oh, Tunux, thank you for the $2. Any suggestions on what to work on as a white belt? Bottom half guard. Bottom half guard is what you should be specializing in. Bottom half guard, a lot of Z guard. Closed guard is very 25 years ago. Obviously, it's something that you should know, but half guard is more important than closed guard. Because the truth is, man, when you get to like any sort of decent high level in jiu-jitsu, just like good luck getting somebody in closed guard. Because nobody wants to stay there. Because if you're the person on top and you have somebody in closed guard, there's nothing they can do. There's zero offense. So they're not going to want to stay there. You know what I mean? It's hard to get people into that position. So I think half guard is what you should try to specialize in. This guy looks bigger. He looks thicker and bigger than you are. Nice. That was a nice hook right there. Really nice hook. Good elbow. Damn, it was a long-ass fight. Did you do 5 rounds? The championship fight? It is. Again, really good liver shot again. It's because you got him so worried with the boxing upstairs. He's covering up so tight. Those body shots are there. Another good body shot. Good elbow. Yeah, the body work's great. I love the body work. I hope this guy's not getting points over you by raising his hands every time the round ends, because that is kind of real, man. That can be kind of real. That can actually be more effective than you'd think. I love the elbows. There you go. Now, you look fresher than he is. You're fucking going for it. You got to move, though. You're landing. You're landing there pretty nicely. Yeah, I would just also try to maybe, cut cut angles when you're getting backed up to the corner. Fucking like use your lead hand to almost go for a hook and then keep the hand on his head and then angle out. I think could help you out a lot. Calf kicks when he lifts his leg, hop in with the teep. You know, Mac, the thing is, dude, it can be really hard to land calf kicks in Muay Thai. It's very hard to land calf kicks in Muay Thai. Because, like, specifically, like, look at how, for one, everybody is very light on their lead leg, but, like, in MMA and boxing, guys will kind of, like, turn their foot inward. But in Muay Thai, it's, like, all the way turned out. You know what I mean? It's really hard to land calf kicks effectively in like, a pure Muay Thai context. It just is. It just is. Not saying you can't do it, but it's harder. It's much harder in a Muay Thai than it is in like any other striking discipline. I see, I don't watch much Superlek, but fair enough. I'll have to check that out, Mac. I'll check that out. Oh, that was a big shot over the top right there. Damn. That's you, right? I hope. I can't really tell. No, that was him. Fuck. He landed a good shot on you right there. Good timing for him on that leg kick. Another good body shot. Again, I don't want to sound like too much of a broken record, but I really think you would have fucked this guy up if you would have mixed the combinations in better. Because he's just such a cover-up merchant whenever you start swinging at him. Like, he's so open for the leg kicks. He's so open for the body kicks. Like, if you could, I think you would have fucked him up with mixing it in a little bit more. But like this is again out of so far everybody I've watched, like you're very good. And I can tell you've been doing it for a while. You're very, very good. And again, he looks just like thicker than you are. You look a little bit taller, but he looks a lot thicker. There you go. Nice. There we go. I like that little jab to the body, to the leg kick right there. I like that because whenever you go to a jab to the body, everyone's expecting you to finish upstairs. But then to finish downstairs off of a jab to the body is nice. I feel like, too, whenever I watch amateur fights, I never have any idea who's winning. Damn, that was a nice combination. See, your boxing's very good. Your boxing's very good. Look at that. I love that body shot. Love the body work from you. Nice. What a good fight. All right. Oh, who won? We didn't get to see anyone's hand get raised. Who won that, man? I was so curious. Oh, Dylan McLeod. Thank you for the $5. Shay, I'm 6'5", a 6'10" wingspan, mad long legs, and I'm starting jiu-jitsu. What areas should I specialize in given my proportions? How much do you weigh? Dylan McLeod, how much do you weigh is an important question. You won? Okay, cool. Yeah, that was great, man. That was great. Dude, are you on Instagram? Islam will revenge Charles. Are you on Instagram? 215-ish. I won. Thoughts? Next UFC champ. So you're looking to do MMA? What's your background? Have you only ever done Muay Thai? Yes, you have me. Am I following you on here, or are you following me? What's your username? Give me your username. Oh, okay. If I'm already following you, I'm already following you, I guess. I don't know. I normally don't follow anybody back, but, I guess I must have done you at some point. Dig DeGrainer. Am I? Let's see. Nope. See, I wasn't following you back. All right. Well, there you go, buddy. There you go. I'm always interested in keeping up with your guys' fighting careers. I'm always interested. Anyway, back to the question we got from Dylan McLeod. 6'5", 6'10" wingspan, mad long legs, starting jiu-jitsu, and you weigh 215-ish. That's great. The thing is in jiu-jitsu is, right, like there is definitely a benefit in being really tall and really lengthy, for sure. There's a benefit to it. But for the most part, man, like jiu-jitsu, there's so much like isometric movements, you know what I mean? There's a lot of isometric movements that really helps when you're strong, you know what I mean? It helps when you're fucking yacked. There's not a lot of guys at the top level of jiu-jitsu that are like really skinny, you know what I mean? Like there are guys who are tall and long, but they're all kind of jacked. But 215-ish is a pretty solid weight. For you, dude, Darce chokes, anacondas, for sure. You should be able to snatch up Darce chokes, anacondas all day long. And you know what else you need is the Rotolotine. The Rotolotine choke. This right here. Andrew Tackett does it too. It's a rear naked choke, except you go under the arm. And it really helps to have long arms. Because obviously most people just try to get, the arm across the throat and then get the hand behind the back. But the problem is, it's hard. As soon as you come here, guys are immediately pulling down on your hands. They're immediately pulling down, you know what I mean? But if you have the seatbelt, you know what I mean? If you're in this seatbelt position, they're not ready for you to lock up the rear naked choke from behind like this. This is it's almost like a head and arm choke, but from the back. And you can do it through either way. You could go underneath this way and get it as well with this arm. You can go under the arm this way or under the arm this way. I think, Darce chokes, anacondas, this Rotolotine, triangles would be good for you as well. I think those are like the 4 main submissions you should be really working on. That's what I would say. Peter Dinklage ain't doing this to you. You kind of have to have long arms to make this work. You kind of have to. But yeah. Alrighty, guys. Today was a really good stream. I had a great time. Today was an amazing stream. I had a great time with all of you. Love all you guys so much. I will be streaming again tomorrow for the fight, so you guys be on the lookout for that. Again, man, thank you guys so much for coming. I do really appreciate you guys. I will see you all later. Bye, everybody.